All right. Continuing on in lesson number 9, the letter Ein. Ein really is almost like the Aleph. It doesn't have any sound, but it's not necessarily. I wouldn't say it's exactly like Aleph. It doesn't have any sound of its own, not organically, like you would say, but you can't really just pronounce this on its own. It really doesn't have a sound of its own, like Aleph doesn't really have a sound on its own. Bet will have a sound on its own, right? You can say B or R, right? Reish, you can say R. But Aleph and Ain don't have that quality to them. But Ain is a little bit more guttural than the Aleph, and once you use the Ain to pronounce anything, you'll see exactly what I mean. So this and in the same lesson we learn also a new vowel point, which is the segol, which is this one, and it makes the e sound as an egg. Okay, e. So when you go to example number 1, you can see a, a, erev, ba. In some cultures, the ayin is a little bit more pronounced, especially if you're more of a Middle Eastern descent. Yemenites especially really make a point in differentiating the aleph and the ayin. So it'll be like aleph. It's a little bit more guttural. Okay? But a lot of Israelis, Erev, it's, it doesn't, there's not a whole lot of a difference there when pronouncing. For your 6, it's just eh. You don't really have, you don't really need to try and make it more guttural as you pronounce. So for instance, me, re, a, e, a, I, e. Okay? Don't worry about making it more guttural than you can. You're already learning a new language, and there are many respects that it's difficult to pronounce. So adding that on top is not helpful. Anyway, so this is the letter Ein, and together with it come new vocab words. So this is Erev. Erev means evening, and Ba'erev means in the evening. So when you hear Ba, it's basically in the. Okay? Just something for you to know as we move forward. Okay, so this is the Cholam, and it can appear as a dot at the top left corner of a letter, or it can appear with the letter Vav with a dot at the top of the Vav, the letter Vav. But they perform the same function, which is O, as in over. Okay? So, if we were to read example number 1, it's Bo, Vo, Mo, O, O. Number 2, Ro, Ro, Ho, Ha. Okay? The best way to learn really is to just keep practicing and going over the same material over and over and over again. So by the time that a new letter is introduced, you already know how the letter should behave if it gets plugged in with one of these vowel points. And this is how you learn how to read. And then just memorization and practice. You will learn the vocabulary words, and they'll keep expanding. So some new vocabulary words here. More is a teacher. If we're talking about a guy teacher, or mora would be a female teacher. And amra is she said, past tense. Okay. All right. So lesson 11, we learned the letter Dalet, which makes the D sound as in dent. And in the same pattern, guys, in the same pattern, we just take the vowels that we already learned and we simply plug it in. So do, 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 dod, do, da. Da, di, dod, do, da. Okay, so everything that appears here is things that you just have to go over again and again when we're talking about vowel points. So ba, do, di, dod, ha, dod, ba, do, di. Okay. Dod, do, da. Oops. Sorry about that. Dod, do, da, de, di, do, di. Okay. So basically just plugging in the different vowels and see how things behave. So when you get to sentences like these that are complete sentences, like dodi more, hadoda mora. So the best approach, I think, is to simply just take in one letter at a time and pronounce one letter at a time, or one syllable at a time. And once you do it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, you'll eventually get the hang of it and you'll be able to read it. And then it's just a matter of memorizing the vocabulary, because vocabulary, unfortunately, is really you can't really do a whole lot with it. You just have to memorize. So dod means uncle, doda means aunt, and Dvorah means Deborah. It's a name, a biblical name. Okay. Okay, lesson 12. Here we have the letter mem, but it's in its final form. So some letters will have final forms. So if they'll appear at the end of a word, they'll take a particular shape, but they'll function exactly the same. So we can see here we have ein with a chirik, which makes the E sound, right? So it's E. And mem, which makes the sound, so the way that you would read it is im. Here we'll have me. Here we'll have another one, which is mem sofit. Sofit is final, and it will be read as Okay. All right. All right. So a lot of words that would end with a mem, sofit, many times will indicate some sort of a plural, like especially if it's going to be im, right? It'll be it'll indicate some form of plurality. So ba'im is are coming, so many people are coming. Amim is nations. Abim is many. Okay, morim is teachers, right? There's plurality here. So am would be one nation, right? But amim is many nations. Amim rabim, many nations. But sometimes it's Abraham. Abraham, which is kind of interesting because Abraham means father of many nations, but his name doesn't necessarily indicate plurality because there's only one Abraham. Okay. Here's a review. I could go over all these sentences. Maybe I will. Okay, let's see. We can read. You can follow along, and if you need to pause the video, you can pause the video. If you need to slow down the video, you can do that as well. But let's read all of these examples. Okay, me. Okay, mi Rabbi. So mi means who, right? Mi Rabbi, who is my rabbi? Abba Rabbi, father is rabbi. Okay, mi ba ba'erev, who comes in the evening? Abba ba ba'erev, father comes in the evening. Mi more, who is teacher? Hadod more, the uncle is teacher. Mi mora, who is teacher? Female. Hadoda mora, the aunt is teacher. Okay. Ma, what? What? Ma Abba, what is dad? Abba Rabbi, dad is rabbi. Ma Hadod, what is the uncle? Hadod more, the uncle is teacher. Ma Hadoda, what is the aunt? Hadoda mora, the aunt is teacher. Ba, ba'a, ba'im, is coming, feminine form, are coming, plural form. Plural masculine, I should say. So ba'ot would be plural feminine, but ba'im is plural masculine. Okay, those are one of the things that probably complicate the language for a lot of people, is the masculine and feminine forms. But the more you practice, the more it'll start sinking into your mind. Okay, number 8. Abba ba, father is coming. Ima ba, mother is coming. More ba, teacher is coming. Morim ba'im, teachers are coming. Hadod ba, the uncle is coming. Hadod ba, the aunt is coming. Dod ba, the uncle is coming. Dodim ba'im, the uncles are coming. Hamore ba, the teacher is coming. Hamora ba'a, the teacher female is coming. Morim rabim ba'im, many teachers are coming. Dodi more ivri, my uncle is a Hebrew teacher. Dodi more ivri, same thing. Hadod amar, the uncle said. Avraham av ha'am ha'ivri, Abraham is father of the Hebrew nation. Avraham av ha'ivri, Abraham is father of the Hebrews. Alright. Let's move on to lesson 14, where we talked about the tzireh. The tzireh could appear this way or this way. The way this is set up is to say that they both mean kind of the same thing, which is kind of like e. So I would say that if it appears without a yud, it's more like an e sound. But if it's with a yud, then it's like a as in snake. The thing is that in many Ashkenazic pronunciation, there's a lot of a in the way they pronounce certain words. This is not really the way the Israelis would pronounce it. So this will be noticeably, so this example is noticeably different than this example. So this is a, this is a. So this is more like a as in snake, right? So there's an a sound to it. But this is more like e. Okay, so for instance, a really good example is number 5, is maher maher. Maher is fast or quickly. Okay, maher, maher, quickly, quickly. So this sound will be just he, maher. Okay. So it wouldn't be so. So I wouldn't say it's maher as in snake, as in a. I would say it's maher. The same thing with the word omer, hadod, omer. I wouldn't say omer, I would say omer. But here it's definitely a. So the tzirei together with the yud is a hadoda. But in many Ashkenazi pronunciation, there is no difference here. But I would argue, as in Israel, there is. And more vocab over here, Haboreh means the creator, creator of light, Boreh all. Boreh Ha'adam, creator of man. Boreh Harim, creator of the mountains. And you have more vocab words here. Maher, just like I said, means quickly. Omer means says. A is where. M is mother. Boy is come. It's the imperative. Come. Boy maher is come quickly, as you would say to a female. Okay, so bo is come to a male, but boi is come to a female. Alright, we are getting a little bit closer to where we left off before the winter break. Again, if you can hear my kids jumping or crying, I really apologize. Okay, I think we finished lesson 16. Okay. Okay, so two last letters. Lamed is L as in L as in longest letter. And I won't spend too much time on that. 17 minutes a piece for these lessons. I think it's fair enough. You just plug in the vowels that we already learned. La, la, lo, le, li, li. Right? And it, of course, comes with some vocab like lomed, studies for a guy, lamda is studied for a female. Lesson 16, we learned the letter Gimel, which makes the G sound, G as in gap. And guys, the same thing. You just take the vowels that you learn and plug in the sound that it makes, and the vowel creates the movement for you to begin pronouncing the different words. So ga, ge, 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 gi, go. And then you begin crafting the words as you go along. So gadol means big, gadola means big. It's the feminine form of this adjective. Gam means also. And you can craft a lot more elaborate sentences like Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor, the great mighty God. Or Ha'el Bara Hama'or Hagadol, God created the great light. So Gadol can mean big, like we see here, but it can also mean great. And in a biblical sense, that would be most appropriate. So Gadol means great. And when we'll come back, we will we'll kick off with this right here. I'll not tell what it is yet, because we'll learn about that really soon. Anyway, if you have questions, feel free to send me a message on WhatsApp, and I will get back to you. So I'll see you shortly.